Wisconsin Wine Guy, and I am back on this wine Wednesday, but I'm going to do a wine Wednesday with a twist. It's been a long time since I presented to you sakes. We're coming into fall, winter now. I drink a lot more sakes, but you can enjoy sakes in the spring and summer as well. But I tend to drink a little bit more sake in the fall and winter. So I'm going to get back to those sake Sundays, but I'm going to intro that by doing a sake on this wine Wednesday. All right, now for those of you who are new, these are sakes, just like wines, that I go through at my local stores here where I shop, pick out a couple of sakes, a couple of wines, and give them a taste and give you my opinion what I think about those. With the sake, it's more of an educational tour of different sakes. So now, that being said, we're going to be presenting to you our Takara sake, brewed from Takara, USA. Now, Takara sake has been around since the early 1800s. Their home is in Kyoto, Japan, the Kyoto Prefecture, Japan. But in 1960, they began importing their sakes to the United States, and they had this deal going on with Benihanas. Who haven't eaten at Benihanas, right? So you go to Benihana, see this deal carried the Takara sake there. Now, in 1983, Takara made a move into the United States and built a brewery. Now, notice I keep saying brewery because sake is in wine. It's a brewed product like beer. So opened a brewery in Berkley, California, where this is brewed from, out of Berkley, California. It's 1983. Now, the rice, here's the cool part. The rice that is used for this is organic. This is, I'm going to get to the name again, but it's organic rice. And the rice that is used for this comes from Sacramento. When I first got on this domestic sake journey, I was amazed at how much different styles and types of rice, I should say, different types of rice is grown right in California in Sacramento. I grew up in California, never knew that. But let me tell you, it is there. And the water that they use for this comes from the Sierra foothills. That nice melted fresh snow. So let's get to into this sake, the Takara Sake USA domestic product. So this is the Shochu by Nama Sake Organic. Okay, Nama Sake. What is Nama Sake? Nama meaning just pure, unpasteurized, raw sake. Junmai, if the sake has a little bit of brief education, Junmai means pure sake. Not diluted or no wine or alcohol added, just pure sake. So this is a Nama Junmai sake made from organic rice. The alcohol in this is going to be 15% alcohol. The sake rice polishing ratio is going to be 60%. If you recall, that's the amount of rice that's left on the grain. Okay, 60% they polish off, 40% leave 60%, which puts us in that Junmai category. Above that would be Junmai Ginju, above that would be Junmai Dai Ginju. The higher you go, or the more the rice is polished, the more pure and higher the quality of the sake. Okay, and in the Junmai styles, again, non-diluted, no alcohol added, is going to be more pure, more fruit forward in some cases. Okay, the sake meter value again talks about 0 being its axis. Above the line, that plus is going to be for dry, how dry it is. Below, minus is going to be for sweetness. This is going to have a +5 on the sake meter value scale. It also gives it a nice dryness, but with that Junmai style, it should be a nice blend with the fruitiness. Now, I'm going to also pair this with a couple of soups I have here. This is going to be a puree of cauliflower. Cool, puree of cauliflower with oven roasted tomatoes, salt and pepper, garlic and onion. Very simple. Then the next one is going to be the same base with smoked chipotle blended in, have some on top, so I can tell them apart. So smoked chipotle blended in with a blend, so it's a cauliflower cheese puree with Asiago and Parmigiano Reggiano cheese in there. So let's get to it. I have my 3 vessels here, which I'm going to try the sake in and give it a taste. Have your traditional sake style cup here. And then I have a cordial. I like to call it my sake glass, but it's a cordial. And we can see how different that would be. And then my usual wine tasting glasses. Okay? So there we go. So we get a chance to try this in 3 different type glasses and see how different it's going to be. Now, I'm going to start this. Let's get a nose here. So nose. Oh, wow. Even in here, if you pick up the notes of the rice, oh, citrus, banana, kind of nuts. In the cordial glass, or my sake glass. Ooh, wow. I mean, it's more, you can look at that glass here. It's more concentrated, just like a wine glass, more concentrated and focused. Comes through totally, with a lot more fruit. Pick up a little bit of alcohol. But definitely picks up more of that fruit. Now, more surface. Again, focus. Look at that color. Nice clear color with yellowish hues to it. Look at that background. So clear with yellowish hues. Not a reflection from the bottle. On the nose. Ooh, now here, because we have a much wider glass, it's just like woof, very rich. You almost pick up. Ooh, wow. I mean, that is so nice. It's very rich, very, very robust on the nose, very full. Wow. Very different in each of the different vessels. Now for the taste. Here we go. I should have said kampai. Now, that taste is just straightforward. It's more like a shot glass, okay? But I still love the way the mouthfeel is on this one. But it just goes right in. It's bursting with flavor. Wow, that's really nice. Nice acidity. Little spice to it. Here. You definitely pick up more of the richness from the cordial glass than you do from the sake cup. So you definitely get that difference in the sake in a different vessel. Now let's see where we're at here. Huh? Okay, so here is an extension of the smaller glass, but it definitely makes it more robust, more flavorful. The finish is nice. Has good texture to it. Now, let's try with the soups. We're going to just do the straight cauliflower and try it. I'm just curious, so gluten-free, vegan, kosher, all right? Now, the other one is, you can call it vegetarian, but it's not vegan. This one here would be all vegan, the first one. Here we go. Nice, let's try it. This glass. Wow. How it picks up the flavors of the vegetables. It just lifts them up, It even brings out more of the garlic. There's not that much garlic in here. Wow, that was nice. Now in the next cup. Now this one, here, you have that fullness of flavor, that roundness, which picked up all those flavors here. But when you drink out of the cordial here, even though it doesn't dominate the soup or the sake, but the fruit comes through a lot more when you have it out of this cup with the cauliflower puree. Now, out of the sake cup, let's get a taste. Maybe you call it a cauliflower bisque, huh? Wow. Coming from the sake shot cup, it is a total blend of flavors, even more so than from the wine glass. The wine glass just captures it all and brings it all together. Now let's go to our second soup, our cheese. We're on 2 Italian cheeses and smoked chipotle. I'm very curious about how this is going to be. Here we go. And the liquid base in making these two is simply just water. Okay? But when you have your flavor ingredients like your onions and your garlic, etc., you have your water, and it just flavors that up. Oh, and the tomato. Here we go. Definitely taste those cheeses, and it reacted very well with the cheeses. You get that spice. You get the spice from here, the spice from there, and they kind of like, I would say cancel each other out, but they play together very, very, very nicely. It's not overpowering. This is out of the wine glass, a very, very good blend with this soup. Now, out of the cordial, here we go. Again, just as before, it attacks you first with the fruit. But in this case, compared to the wine glass, it was like an embrace with the spice and the flavors of the soup and the sake. Here, even though that fruit comes in first, the chipotle spice still lingers, but it's not overwhelming, but it still lingers. Wow, nice. So it kind of like brings forth more of the spice when you have it out of this cup. Now for the sake cup. Now, with the sake cup, in this case, it works the same as the wine did. Totally embraced and hugged the spices and the flavors in the soup. There you have it. I think this is a winner. You know, I can probably see this having with quite a few other different things. Again, that nama sake is just pure and innocent. You know, sake, unpasteurized. You get the raw taste. So there you have it, Wisconsin Wine Guy. You should be able to find the Takara sake, and where you shop for sake and or wines and or beers and or spirits, you may find the Takara sake in the full bottle or the 300 milliliter size. And it's your Wisconsin Wine Guy, and you're a sake guy. Saying as always that your palate be the guide when selecting your sake. And I'll see you when we start doing sake Sundays again. Kanpai!